Alfonso Capone was an American gangster who became the most infamous crime boss of the Prohibition era. He led the Chicago Outlift, an organized crime syndicate, and dominated illegal activities such as bootlegging, gambling, and extortion in the 1920s. Known as Scarface due to a knife wound on his face, Capone built a ruthless criminal empire that made him one of the richest and most feared men in America at that time. Alfonso Capone had three other siblings that he grew up with: Ralph, Frank, and James Capone. Ralph helped run the Chicago Outlift and handled financial operations, while Frank worked with Alfonso but was killed by the police in 1924. On the other hand, James became a lawman, distancing himself from the family's criminal activities. Alfonso Capone, the American gangster, had a wife and one son, May and Albert Capone. May married Alfonso in 1918 and stayed with him through his rise and downfall. Their only son, Albert, born with a partial deafness, lived a quiet life away from crime. Capone's criminal empire was centered around organized crime during the Prohibition era in the US. His power was built on illegal alcohol distribution, but he also controlled other lucrative and violent operations. Some of these violent operations include bootlegging. Capone made millions smuggling and selling alcohol during Prohibition. He controlled breweries, distilleries, and smuggling routes from Canada. He also bribed law enforcement and politicians to protect his illegal operations. He also operated gambling and casinos. Capone ran illegal gambling houses and betting operations. Besides that, he owned racetracks and took a cut from local bookmakers. The third operation was extortion and protection rackets. Forced businesses to pay for protection from his gang, threatened or attacked those who refused to cooperate. Prostitution was among the operations he had going on. He managed brothels and took profits from sex work in Chicago. He also bribed police to ignore his illegal establishments. Murder and violence was one of his capabilities. Eliminated rivals through assassinations and gang wars. Ordered the St. Valentine's Day massacre to take out his North Side gang rivals. Alfonso Capone was also known for bribery and corruption. Capone paid off police, judges, and government officials to avoid prosecution. He had politicians on his payroll, ensuring that law enforcement turned a blind eye. At its peak, Capone's empire made over $100 million a year, equivalent to billions today, making him the most powerful and feared crime boss of his time. The crime that led to his downfall was tax evasion. Despite his massive wealth, he never reported income. This eventually led to his conviction and imprisonment in 1931. Despite being responsible for numerous violent crimes, Capone was finally convicted on October 17, 1931. The US government, led by Treasury agent Eliot Ness and the Untouchables, used financial records to prove that Capone had unreported income from his illegal businesses. Capone initially served time in Atlanta US Penitentiary but was later moved to Alcatraz due to his ability to bribe guards and receive special treatment in Atlanta. After being serving some time, due to his health declining, Capone was released early on November 16, 1939. After serving 7 years, 6 months, and 15 days, he was transferred to a hospital in Los Angeles before returning to his mansion in Palm Island in Florida. His mental condition worsened, and by 1946, doctors stated he had the mental capacity of a 12-year-old due to the advanced syphilis. After arriving home from prison, Capone lived quietly with his wife until his death on January 25, 1947, at age 48, from a heart attack caused by complications of syphilis. Alfonso Capone's death marked the end of his criminal empire. His downfall proved that even the most powerful crime bosses could be taken down not by violence but through legal and financial strategies. His imprisonment also weakened the Chicago outfit, though organized crime in the US continued under new leadership. Now that was a story of an infamous Chicago boss. For more videos like this, subscribe, comment down below, and until next time.